Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 28 of a Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, the Astra Militarum Commander, where we are currently in battle against the true Aurora, the Chaos Space Marine. I believe they're a Chaos... I'm going to double check. They are a Chaos Space Marine, correct? I mean, it doesn't say they are, but I'm 90% sure that they are a Chaos Space Marine, yes. Abelard. There's an enemy here that needs your rightful sword in his face. Good lad.
At your beck and call.
I will endure. We'll stay true for now. Oh damn! That's a fucking strong little bastard right there. Henrix, I need to borrow your stub revolver, please.
Let's see to it.
Good lad.
I won't object.
Surprisingly, you can actually charge that guy. Awesome. Save Argenta. Strength to the end of combat.
Naturally.
Give it to our boy over there.
Emperor, deliver us.
Cassia.
Emperor, give me strength.
I don't think I can get anybody over there. I have an idea, actually.
If you insist, Lord Captain. I'll show you why navigators
I think I might be able to pin him.
I won't object.
Hello. You're really good friends over here now, Aurora. Fucking hell. They're getting some really good shots on our boy Pascal there. Ah, you just healed Aurora up a little bit. God damn it, it's the second time he's just been kicked by... Oh, he got up straight away, though. He was having none of that shit this time. The real issue is just damage does nothing.
My vow is to serve.
Expose Aurora's weaknesses. I'd like to go somewhere with cover, but I don't... Oh, okay, there's cover here.
The other side knows all. Heads all.
Good. Argenta. I feel like that's not the... Fuck yeah, it worked.
I'll do it.
I'm not even upset that worked. I find that fucking hilarious. Thing tells me... Oh no, it hit.
This is why I was chosen.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Malachi. Like, I feel like this should offer some sort of fucking armor, but it doesn't.
And so it shall be done.
Have a grenade, asswipe. 16 damage, I like it. And I can still shoot you? Beautiful. Abelard.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Alright, let's endure to make sure Abelard will stay up. Henrix von Kalox.
But of course, Lord Captain. For the throne of glory.
Come on. I wanted to get to this so I could use that this turn.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Keep saying that and we're going to get murdered, Cassia.
Me?
I'm taking
If
out
you
Aurora.
insist,
I
Lord
refuse
Captain.
not to.
I won't object. Let's see to it.
Well, bye-bye. Yeah, I'm going to say bye-bye, Pascal. There was no way you weren't getting the shit in the cock kicked out of you there. And Argenta went down? That's fine.
Focus, Van Kalox. Focus.
Actions. And so shall it be done.
The Emperor corrupt way has
Fuck you, Aurora! Abelard,
At your beck and call.
you know what to do.
I will do my one fewer target.
Good lad.
Help me, Lord Captain.
Yeah, Cassia,
Step
stand over
aside.
there.
The navigator is
and
coming.
just like chill. Oh shit, I've just literally put her in.
My final lesson.
I literally just realized what I did. As soon as I put her there, I was like, wait a fucking second, she's about to get shot.
I will not be deterred.
Oh, fuck my life. How the fuck do you get up there?
A tactically sound approach.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
He's literally the only fucking enemy as well.
Naturally.
You know what? Let's tempt fate. Shoot me, you cunt. How am I missing?
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Oh. Came out a little bit of a fucking shit itself there. Fuck it, stub nose him. How are you hitting with a fucking stub nose when I could barely hit with my sniper? Bro.
To redouble our efforts.
What the fuck? This guy single-handedly took down more than half of our fucking force. Now I've seen it all, your lordship. Incredible to have survived an encounter with a heretic Astartes. Fucking new, isn't Astartes?
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
His colors were blazing, raging criminals, and found the emperors that our souls were unburned. Gem of dark vitality. Life-draining sword. And then just a bunch of las guns. And, oh, a heavy bolter. Oh, no, it's a heretical heavy bolter. Fuck you.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully
Praise to the
ours.
Omnisire for manifesting his statistical miracle and invalidating an unfortunate tactical prognosis. Yeah. Just a shame the majority of us got fucking wounded. We all got fucked on that one. But hey, it's now time to pick an archetype. So, bounty hunter, get hunt down prey. Whenever bounty hunter kills target match prey, they gain a stackable bonus till the end of combat. The difficulty tier. That's not bad. Versatility. Whenever the Arc Militant uses an attack that is different type from the previous attack, the Arc Militant gains a stack of versatility. The type of attacks can be single shot, single melee, ARME attack, area shot, or burst shot. And gains +5 weapon skill ballistic shot for every stack of versatility. If the Arc Militant has 4 or more stacks of versatility, the Arc Militant deals an additional damage. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't think the Arc Militant really fits us anymore. I think Bounty Hunter fits us. That's annoying because I wanted to play Arc Militant. Max Tactician is just not who I'm going to be. Yeah, fuck it. We're going to be a Bounty Hunter. It fits with this fact that I'm going Sniper Rifle now. The Vanguard, an unstoppable force, the front line, beacon of allies, even facing extremely heavy fire, Van can only go strong in the Crucible of Battle. Core focuses frontline leader, defensive support, temporary wounds, absorbing attacks, attack redirection. I think he might actually be better as a Vanguard. His Vanguard grants 1 stack of yielded beacon, and his stat increases the result by 1 up to a maximum of 15, or lies in the 2-cell radius around the Vanguard. In half, the bonus temporary wounds applied to the Vanguard now stack, but only remain stacked till the end of the Vanguard's turn. At the start of their turn, the remaining temporary wounds are reduced to the largest amount granted by 1 applied effect. I think I kind of like the idea of versatility to him, though. Oh, minute, that's a good fucking point. What's the next turn? Wait, is that the heroic act? No, that's not the heroic act, is it? Where's the heroic act? Fuck it. You're a Vanguard. Screw it. I think it fits. I don't know about you. Calox is going to be an Arc Militant though, because he only makes sense for him to be an Arc Militant in my opinion. You, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna make you. I really don't. Right. That works about ally buff, scaling with party success, long-term single buff, single target buffs, momentum, versatility, battlefield control ally buffs, unique utility, enemy debuffs. You're not a Vanguard. I'm gonna go for Master Tactician for you. I like that. I think you make sense as an Arc Militant, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to give her a sword and pistol as well, because I don't think Master Tactician doesn't make sense for her. So we'll go with that. Oh yeah, you're gonna be an assassin. I haven't. Before you say anything, I know why I'm doing this. I have a reason. I promise. I have an actual reason.
Let us walk this path to the end.
It may not seem like it's obvious right now, but I promise I have an idea. I also want this one. The right's always better than the left. We're also gonna have to talk to everyone on the ship now, because we're probably gonna have a bunch of new conversations, which is great. Thanks to the Emperor, you are alive, your lordship. We are most gratified by your return, and the crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you may have. Before anything else, I will hear an account of what happened to the system's sun. Voxmaster falters. Lord Captain, we saw a number of ships approach the sun. Black creations of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp angles and edges. They surrounded the star, and then... My apologies, but I struggle to find words that could describe that terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void. I was actually already gonna say as me. That's indeed the Drukhari, because the Drukhari have their own soul systems in the webway, I believe. But the interrogator closed his eyes and grimaces. Lucardi. You see Abelard's expression change as if shadow has suddenly fallen over him. He rubs his temple wearily, as if we did not have enough troubles on our hands already. The Xenos, enemies of humanity. Henrix nods, a breed of the Aldari, the most cruel and devious of their kind. The design and shapes of their ship match the description provided by the Voxmaster. Like all Xenos, the Drukhari are a blight on the face of the galaxy, but their technological superiority is indisputable. They abhor and fear warp sorcery, which is why they rely on creations of their twisted intellect, and many of those creations are capable of things that may seem akin to sorcery to the Unenlightened eye. The theft of a sun is one example of what they are capable of. The Xenos in league with Aurora's cultists? We can rule out that possibility. The Drukhari would never align themselves with the archenemy's worshippers. But to name one thing that humanity and the Xenos have in common, it would be the shared loathing of warp corruption. Henrix glances around. The situation calls for immediate action, Malachi. We can continue this conversation later if you wish, but right now, he gestured on the dark teeming with tumultuous activity. I believe you should assume command. What is the current situation on board? The navigator's sanctum is no longer empty, but the warp engine is still refusing to obey the engine seer. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump. Pascal's voice buzzes anxiously from his vox. It may be angry, or perhaps it is lamenting the injuries it has suffered. I will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. If the Omnissiah grants me comprehension, I will appease the machine spirit of this vessel. Why did you not send a shuttle to the planet for me? I do apologize, your lordship, but we were unable to receive your request for evacuation. The Vox link was overrun with violent interference, screams, blasphemous hymns, and other equally sinister noises. Any who listened to the interference for a protracted period lost their sanity. That what does not praise when mad monitoring the Voxcaster in the hopes of hearing your voice, each one of them waited in vain. What is happening on the planet right now? Our org operators are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of the archenemy's power at various locations on the planet. Based on the fragments of communication picked up by our Vox operators, there is practically no resistance being offered by the governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous Final Dawn cult en masse and assembling in prayer circles. Do we have any hope of retaking the planet? I fear that Rykard Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave the system as soon as possible. However, there are still people on the planet who have not been succumbed to heresy who are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we have a shuttle salvaged from the starport. The dark eyes of the sisters battles flash. We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving people of a dying world through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself set a star from the heavens that day that lifted the saint and her followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did, direct all our efforts to saving those people who at this moment look to the heavens as hope of salvation. The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the Holy Relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the Electro Priests who guard and tend to it. Abelard furrows his brows. Every moment we spend in the proximity of a dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Rykard Minoris. The von Valancius dynasty cannot be allowed to perish, and so lamentable though it is, we must rule out any idea of any evacuation. Henrik's eyes, like two deep dark pools, are resolutely fixed on you. The world is doomed, and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the star was a final nudge towards death, the finale of the Cult of Final Doors plans. I once witnessed a similar event, a world that had surrendered to the servants of the archenemy and permitted a corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving over their souls to chaos, a sacrifice great enough to bring forth a Daemon world. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and to conduct target bombing of the Electro Priest Monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow. The world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death, and we will save Rykard Minoris from becoming an outpost of the archenemy. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can see it from orbit, even from orbit, as do I see the storm is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. And with the lady on this, enough talking. We need to get out of here while we still can. Something lurking in the depths of your conscience bristles at the passing thought of saving people. The spark of horror you feel takes your breath away. It is as though you are planning to steal the prey of a mighty predator. The planet is already warped in a thread stretching out from the warp. It deserves to have a new master. Set an optimal course and carry out an orbital strike on the Electro Priest Monastery. Rykard Minoris must fall. Yes, Captain. I will immediately inform the navigation and artillery decks of the impending maneuver. Henrik inclines his head. The right choice, Lord Captain. May the sacred exterminatus cleanse this veil of corruption. The breach is an upheaval. The technomat's prayers mix together in a senseless cacophony, while servitors work hastily to remove 100 crusted sacred unguents from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all this stands Pascal with a data slate clenched in his hands, seemingly disconnected from the flow of activity around him. What is going on here? The warp sextant is not responding to commands. The ship's spirit is rejecting our prayers in anger. I am currently calculating a plea that might appease the noble spirit. Crew, heed the word of Magos Homerman. Pascal, I kindly request that you take charge of this mess. Thank you, your lordship. You are right. Pascal's voice changes when he addresses the crew. He now speaks with authority and resolve. Tech comrades, heed my instructions. The mayhem immediately subsides and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The omniscient servants start working in sync, and the binaric clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magos coordinates like a skillful conductor. Admirably done, Pascal. The Omnisire guides me. The prayer of the tech priest surrounding the conjugate almost drown out the sound of the bustling bridge behind you. Pascal, poring intently over the data slate in his hand, extends a mechanandrite towards you. Please take your place at the conjugate, Lord Captain. Do so. The huge machine sphere in front of you is lit with dozens of vid screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights on the endless rush of symbols and digits on the green background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm shimmers in the depth of your mind. The typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of the Omnisire's creation. Among the numerous controls, you see the mouth of a cyber gargoyle, the same as the gate of the warrant chamber. Pascal's voice becomes imbued with imperious focus. Force. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the instrumentation for the liturgy of machine spirit propagation. Senior technomats, recite the prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with the panological protocol Omnisire Rejoice. I must inform you that for the purpose of safety, complete reassembly of the warp section and updating of its datasmith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at launch, the volume of aggregate calculations errors could result in destruction of the data crypts. But as we do not have 100 hours at their disposal, we must omit this procedure. Pascal looks down with the data slice in his hands, a minor deviation from the rite of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit. What must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the conjugated guardian, a cyber gargoyle which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as a key to the data core where the machine spirit dwells. To it, we will offer our prayers so that the bypass the proactive protocol for defective connections and launch the warp sextant. Pascal's voice grows quieter. The laws of the Omnisire knows no exceptions, and so in this ritual I will remain at your side to placate the wrathful machine spirit in whose abode you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and we may receive his blessing. Let's do it. The metal jaw clumps down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath and releasing warm red liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image of the vid screen before you changes. Connecting. 0001. Connecting. Success. Reg 789044344. Access int ID 8627. Nom OS. Operate Ret ACT. By my authority, actually not. What does this all mean? At the sound of your voice, the conjugate servant whose bronze bound skeleton is built into the conjugate housing shudders. With a screech, its skull rotates towards you and then stops in that position. Benevolent Claude, a voice receptor. Pascal emits a sequence of Binharic signals, then is silent for several seconds. I hypothesize that the defect is located in the analyzer block. I register a reaction to the signal, but no processed response. A temporary override is permissible. The Magos inherently studies the vid screen. Then we shall create. The shell was created on a forward world unknown to me. Initiating standard invocation of the machine spirit. Pascal leans over the adjacent instrument panel and sets his hands on the controls. At the same time, a quiet stream of machine code begins pouring forth from his vox. What should I do now? Lord Captain, I now ask you to address this machine spirit. Speak the following command. By my authority, I revoke the invulnerability protocol of the warp engine. The voice receptor will receive the vocal entry. Without your sanction, the machine spirit will not accept the data from the warp sextant. By my authority, I revoke the viability protocol of the warp engine. One of the conjugate's vid screen turns red. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling the rest of the tech priest. Then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine. Servants of the Omnisire, make now the offering of cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit so that it may be filled with their true and calibrated data. May the Omnisire have mercy on our souls. In meek I fucking hate words sometimes. Solemnity. The acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine, one after another, repeating prayers of I've got myself all tongue-tied. I apologize, guys. Repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with sacred unguents, Pascal inserts them in the conjugator slots. You hear your head begin to spin from the holy cleansers, foul-smelling clouds of smoke, and from loss of blood that cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken in renewed purity. Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his head, watching the vid screen. Suddenly he stops dead. No. His fingers fly over the command runes, entering commands after command. His mechanandrites clicking their pin to pull at the levers, one lever after another. The vid screen fills with strings of symbols completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magos. I'm going to say nothing and do not interfere. After a few seconds, the data crypt mounted on the conjugate begins to emit sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next one bursts into flames and gives off foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omniscience servants break off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Pascal mournfully grates out. The massive errors in the warp section's calculation destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engine cannot be filled with the motive force. We are trapped. A moment later, the Magos continues uncertainly. Perhaps an alternative Ryzen protocol or an emergency launch into the auxiliary coils. The tech priest bends over the conjugator. Something in his pose and movements reveals his desperation. While the other vid screens are filled with more and more strings of symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks and its static images change. Pascal is too engrossed in his ritual to notice. Magos human. A moment, if you will. Pascal turns towards you, his flickering visor betraying his anxious state. Lord Captain, He stops short when he sees the vid screen. Distorted transmissions from the data core, most likely. The residual cognitive functions of the built-in servitors, Omniscience shielded from the machine ghosts. He returns to manipulating the conjugator's command runs. Machine spirit, can you hear me? The conjugator's servant creaks quietly in its joints, a sound that is drowned out by the Binharic hymns and the tapping of command runes. Prompt, OS ping, OS rec response, OS injury rescue query. O hallowed machine spirit, in the name of the Omniscire and the Emperor, reveal unto us your power and guard us against our doom. Pascal echoes your sentiments with the triumphant sound of Binharic hymn. Pascal's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he sees the vid screen begin to stabilize one after another. The strings of frantically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images of a regular updating status report. Only one monitor remains inexplicably red. The tech priest Vox crackles in shock, but his report is as clipped and clinical as ever. Registering, warp sensing activated. Registering, data stream stabilizing. Registering, 0 data errors found. Registering, the warp engine is ready for translation. After a pause, Pascal nods. I am reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miraculous fulfilling the criterion. Thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function in defiance of deactivation. Master Helmsman, Lord Captain, Ravor here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineering hall. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and running. Raring to go. We're ready to begin the translation to warp, your lordship. What just happened? Pascal pauses. I hypothesize the ship spirit heard our prayers and intervened. It summoned the power of the Omnicide to do something beyond my comprehension. It appears the Omniscire perceives and knows the power of your faith, Pascal. He would not have worked this miracle otherwise. I hope he will grant me a revelation that will allow me to comprehend the nature of this miracle. Pascal's vox buzzes with wonder and undercurrent of exultation. I know little of the Omniscire's sacred machines, but what I saw on the screen looked... Actually, no. Make on contact, Revor. This is Lord Captain speaking. I give the order to commence translation to the warp. Waiting for you to ascend the Captain's throne, Lord Captain. May the Emperor protect us. That's right, get glassed, boy. No daemons for you.
Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the Voidship plunged deeper into the Koronus Expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orcelio informs me that we've reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Furibundus system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. The Furibundus system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Koronus Expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp and allow the servants of the Omnicide to inspect and heal the Voidship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, which our astropathic choir will use to establish a connection with the prime world of your protectorate, Aragonus, Janus, and Kiva Gamma. Master Zachary Weiss has recovered an invitation previously adrift in the Imperium. The Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the rogue trader of the Von Valantius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the Liege is anxious to meet him as soon as possible." Footfall. The place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Araminus Doloroso will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he'll be interested in talking to you as well, Malachi. I will be leaving your Voidship when we arrive on Footfall, Malachi. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. Your Lordship, young Evane Winterscale has asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality, and for you saving him from a certain death. Not wishing to outstay his welcome, he plans to disembark on Footfall. Lord Vane swears he will not forget his debt to you. I hereby inform the rogue trader that during comprehensive systems inspection right, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cojagator that are concealed from prying eyes by means of a personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. Unit Malachi von Valantius has been added to the access list and assigned the identifier Keeper 2. The unit can access the data from the captain's cojagator provided that he possessed the decryption key. You detect a hint of something resembling curiosity in Pascal's voice. But unfortunately... Oh, we can't say. Fuck you, game. Are you leaving us, Henrix? The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Footfall and no farther. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have, Malachi. You are a skilled fighter. I could use people like you. What do you say you extend your stay in my retinue? Thank you for the offer, but I must decline. I'm afraid my duty to the Golden Throne comes before everything else. Argenta, who is this reverend who wants to talk to me? He is the head of the Drusian mission on Footfall, and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant of the Emperor to do. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on her voyage. I need his blessing to accompany the new rogue trader of the Von Valantius dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your void ship, I request that you meet with the Reverend. Vigdis, tell me about the system we're arriving in. Furibundus is valuable due to its close proximity to the gateway to the Imperium. The system is mostly known for Footfall, the main base for merchants, privateers, and rogue traders traversing the Koronus Expanse. Additionally, the star itself is orbited by an Adeptus Mechanicus station, which is off-limits to outsiders. Alta Templum Alex X 17. I had the honor of attending to this shrine for a few thousand cycles. I suggest you abstain from visiting as most tech comrades at the station are engaged in meditative calculations that should not be interrupted. What do I need to know about Footfall? It is the largest port and the trading capital of the Koronus Expanse. It is a dockyard that will allow us to inspect and repair the Voidship, and it boasts its own astropathic choir, Koronus Expanse Communications Nexus. Not to mention the pirate hideouts, smuggler caches, and forts belonging to a dozen gangs, groups, and factions. In the Koronus Expanse, the Imperium relies on this as an outpost. The fringes of humanity's domain rarely resembles its central world. But so long as Footfall serves the God Emperor, insofar as it can, it will be considered a citadel of the Imperium, although I have heard that the tithes it sends in are underwhelming, to say the least. Due to Footfall's remoteness, it has developed its own rules and customs. Many of the goods that can be produced there would be considered heresy in the heart of the Imperium, enough to warrant summary execution. Moreover, Footfall is the domain of rogue traders who transcend certain Imperial laws by virtue of the warrant they bear. Footfall is just a brief stop. What next? As soon as we resolve any the issues plaguing the ship and establish contact with the key worlds of your protectorate, the time will come for your Magna Accesso, the official ceremony of donning the mantle of Rogue Trader. It is most certainly a formality at this point. You already possess all the privileges granted by the warrant, and yet it is a major milestone in your personal history, the moment your name graced the list of the House of Von Valancius dynasty. We are looking forward to that day, Lord Captain. Abelard, do you know anything of about the Liege of Footfall? Vladimir Tokara is a very peculiar young man. Consider your upcoming conversation a baptism of fire in Footfall's political arena. Such things are not spoken out loud, but Liege Tokara is the appointee of the Casablanca Mission, the largest robber baron crime syndicate of the Calaxis sector. They specialize in coal trade, the buying and sale of all kinds of Xenos rubbish. Footfall was previously run by a Liege who did business with several criminal factions at once, but he suffered an accident. The reins of power were picked up by Vladimir Tokara, whose appointment benefits not only the Casablanca, but also the most powerful eye in the Koronus Expanse, Rogues Trader Caligos Winterscale. Vladimir is slippery yet very cautious fellow. He does not usually beat around the bush and does not play mind games. Perhaps more importantly, he is no fool. Fools do not rise this high in the Casablancan hierarchy. Keep all this in mind. You are a rogue trader. You stand above him in status and wield considerable power. Having said that, history has seen cases where the Casablanca barons cross swords with the rogue traders and emerge victorious. Do not forget that and remain vigilant. The Casablanca. Vile tech thieves. Pascal Vox barks out the last word like profanity. Why does the Liege want to see me so badly? Not you personally. He wishes to meet with a rogue trader of the Von Valancius dynasty. Picaro does not know about Lady Feodora's death and is simply seeking an audience with the powers that be. My gut is telling me that something must be very wrong in Footfall if our astropath managed to read such strong emotion in such an anodyne message. We have no information, Lord Captain. The broadcast from the Footfall Astropathic Choir was the only missive Master Zachary has received lately. Tell the Lady Navigator I give her leave to make the translation from warped into real space. Vigdis begins issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for a shift to real space. A measured chanting fills the corridor to safeguard the vessel and its crew. Vigdis turns to you again. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Fiora's demise, and you're inheriting the title. Liege Tokara will be informed it is required so we can use the dock, and besides, he's expecting a personal audience with the rogue trader. He will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still a matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive on the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit incognito. Tell me in detail how these choices will benefit me. According to Footfall's unwritten law, rogue traders enjoy special privileges and even the power of the Liege, that even exceed the power of the Liege. However, they may not choose to exercise those privileges in certain situations. Arriving incognito will give you more room for a maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene in local affairs. I shall explain, if you do not mind. As per the unwritten rule, every rogue trader arriving at the station has the right to veto any of the Liege's decisions. But there is a catch. The Koronus Expanse is home to several interventional rogue trader dynasties, and Footfall is where their interests intersect. Of course, that does not prevent certain persons, namely Caligos and Winterscale, from subtly pulling the strings in Footfall. If you, as a new rogue trader, start your career with an official landing in a parade in your honor, the other dynasties may see this as a gesture as the newcomer challenging their spheres of influence. I do not see that as a bad thing necessarily. Old Man Winterscale may take slight offense. Chorda will be put on guard, but you have just risen to prominence, and most people in the Koronus Expanse have not heard about Lady Feodora's departure yet. It must be made clear that the banner of the Von Valancius soars as high as ever. If I may, I would recommend arriving incognito. You will have plenty of opportunities to save the sweetness and the burden of your power, but right now is the last time you can take refuge in obscurity. This way, your arrival will not draw much attention, and the people will treat you as a person and not the almighty sovereign anointed by the Emperor. It could turn some situations to your advantage. I've decided, tell the Liege, I will arrive incognito. It will be done, Lord Captain. Vigdis bows. With your gracious permission, I will return to my duties. And like that, guys, it is unfortunately the end of this part. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, please do follow me on YouTube. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a share. Most importantly, guys, stay safe. Have a great day. Join the channel membership if you're interested, and I'll see you on the next one. See you guys then.